Rock Stars, itsrox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 2. So let's get to it, shall we? Get down. Get down, please. No. Can you get down? Get down, Blue. No, I don't want you to lick me. Okay, get on down. Get down, you're interrupting the video. You heard the dog bark and that sent them on away. All right, you guys, so the show started where it ended last week, which was with the green-eyed monsters giving Mia grief about her so-called, let Giselle tell it, cancer status. Robin says, you know, it was kind of weird the way you stayed at the post. And her friend Jacqueline jumps in her defense and is just trying to explain to them why Mia did it the way that she did. And I mean, she is really, really caping for real for Mia. I was just like, okay, is this Potomac's, what was Sheree's friend? The one that just went a little too hard when it came to Sheree and was really trying to become a housewife. What was her name? I want to say Fallon. That's not Fallon, but it starts with an F. Fatum. Is this Potomac's new Fatum? Anyway, they're over there giving her a hard time. Candace and Wendy noticed from across the room that everybody is kind of grilling Mia. So they were like, what's going on? All right, let's go over there and check. So they go over there to see what's going on, and Mia was like, Giselle thinks that I said that I have cancer for attention. And, you know, everybody is just sort of like, you know, even Karen was just like, who are you to ask her? Giselle was just like, I didn't. I'm just trying to ask her about her post. Nobody is saying anything about, you know, we're trying to figure out exactly what she has. Robin was like, wait a minute. You guys are not about to sit up here and act like me and Giselle are the only ones that was questioning her post. Okay, Ashley said it. Candace said it. So we're not doing that today. Everybody had questions about what she said. Again, Jacqueline jumps in Mia's honor and Mia's defense, and they were looking at her like, girl, who are you? One thing I can say about Potomac is everybody has a damn friend. I'm not mad. It ain't no fun unless the homies can have one, child. Go on and see if you can bring your girlfriend on the show too. Everybody has a damn friend. Speaking of fucking friends, who should walk in but... Child, I said Charisse is coming on the second episode. You guys, we're going to see way too much of Charisse. We're going to see way too much. And honey, Karen felt exactly how I feel. Okay, Karen is giving her the serious side eye like, oh my God, not her. Of course, everybody is happy to see what she call herself? Shar? No, not Shar. What is it? Why one of y'all said that she lost her neck in the divorce? Woo, child. Anyway, Charisse come in there, and all of the girls minus Karen are happy to see her. Oh my God, Charisse, what are you doing here? Karen was just like, hello, Charisse. You could tell that she was not feeling Charisse. You know, Charisse was going on, and I'm like, I just want us to sit down and have a talk, you know, because I miss you and I love you. And honey, Karen was looking at her. It wasn't Karen's normal antics. Karen was just like, well, yes, I look forward to it. I was just like, Karen ain't feeling it. I do not know who invited Charisse. I did not. And that would be Robin. Robin was just like, it didn't say that we couldn't invite anybody. Because Robin's whole thing is like, if Karen still has a problem with Charisse over some old shit that we all thought we moved on from, then she can't worry about it. Okay? This her friend and she had her come. Anyways, Mia says, you know what? She's good. All right, she ain't gonna get into it with these bitches today. You know why? Because God has put this task on her and she is gonna use it to do God's work. Okay, so if she has to be the spokesperson for making sure that you get tested for cancer and making sure that they know exactly what it is, then so be it. Who also would walk in the door but Katie? Girl, Katie came in there with her buzz cut, and you got to know that everything that Katie does is strategic. All right. Last time that she was on the show was all about her wigs, all crazy looking. She actually told us she did that on purpose. So I know for a fact that she came in there with her buzz cut on purpose as well. Okay. And everybody is looking like, bitch, where you came from? Candace was like, this child totally disappeared when we was on our trip. Now all of a sudden she want to show up. Like, where does this bald head girl come from? You know, and Katie still looks the same. She got a little small pea head and everything. And Giselle was like, oh my God, Katie is here. Oh my God, Jessup, look, your girl is here. So she takes Katie over there to see Uncle Jessup. All right, and when Uncle Jessup sees her, he's like, oh my God. He is so happy to see his Katie. And you guys, only Giselle would even remember that the man said that he had a crush on her, okay? So it was right up her alley. She takes Katie over there, and so Katie gets to hugging him, and she hugging his head, and then she grabs his butt. Everybody is looking like, Katie. Now, I know we all fun and tee-hee-hee and ha-ha-ha, but you do know that this man's woman is here, and you sitting up here groping him, but they all got a kick out of it. Now, Karen, I'm sure she knows that she doesn't have to worry about Katie. I don't think Katie is really trying to push up on Jessup like that. But Karen goes over there too, and she's just like, Uncle Jessup, what are you doing? I need you to behave. But honey, that Uncle Jessup was glad. He was like, not only did she grab my head, but she grabbed my ass. Y'all about to get this man a heart attack. Woo! You know, Karen was just like, he was just over there like, like, oh my God. So yeah, that's going on. We still got Candace over there talking about her and Ashley. Now they can be friends now that Michael's not in the picture anymore, which is still very odd, very strange to me. Something deep inside of me feels like Candace has a strange obsession with her dislike of Michael. It just goes beyond. Like, why are we even talking about Michael? Michael's not even on the show. He's not at the party. He's like, what is going on? Okay. But I guess they're going to be friends now. Whatever, though. You know, Karen gets up there on the microphone and she's going to have a speech. And this is not just any ordinary speech, okay? It's a little speech laced with some shade, laced with some mess, laced with some I'm going to tell you about yourself. I think she was had a lot to say about Cha-Cha being there. And she was just like, the spring kickoff celebration of life party is a big success because we are having fun. If she starts talking about like the reason why they're able to get together and have fun because, you know, they can talk to each other about the issues and who said what behind each other's back and all of this, and they can try to move forward. It's all about communication, discussions, Anyway, she's doing all this talking and everybody is like, what are you talking about, Karen? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? We are in a Mexican restaurant celebration the spring fling with the damn weather bad outside. All right. I ain't seen nobody eating no Mexican food, but they have been drinking, that's for sure. They're all just like, you guys know Karen always throws some old off-the-wall party that ain't got shit to do with nothing, and everybody be trying to figure out what she... I always think about Karen's very first party that she threw in the foyer of her house. Remember? I said, man, you got a vestibule party, okay? All these tables set up in the middle of the walkway. I was just like, what is going on? So true to Karen nature, this party was kind of like those. She was just like, let's have some fun, baby, because the grand dame is back. They was like, where the grand dame been? Okay, did she leave? Is she coming back from somewhere? I said, well, if you let Robin tell it, she says that Sharice is the grand dame of Potomac. I said, not on my watch. I'm sorry, Blue. I scared him. Now, let's move over to Karen. So listen, we're going to hear about these titties all season. I mean, Karen act like she the only person that ever got a boob job. All right. Anyway, we see her go to her doctor, Dr. Michael. You know, I always feel like a woman should do things that lift her. This boob job is not for Uncle Jessup. It is for Karen. K-A-R-A-N. This is for her. She wanted to make sure that they stay up and all, and the doctor was just like, you know what, you're healing well. You know, doctor, I didn't need the confidence, but this just does not hurt. And my advice for the young ladies out there would be for you to not get a boob job in your 20s. Okay, because we've heard many people say it that have had plastic surgery. Your body changes a lot. You need to wait till you get to a point where that shit ain't changing no more. You get to Karen's age, baby, you're staying just like that. If anything, it's going to get worse. Okay, so now you need to start thinking about fixing whatever needs to be fixed. Later on, we see her at home, Hello, Uncle Jessup. He was like, hey, you okay? Yes, of course I am. He has his weapon. He's about to play tennis on the tennis court later on that day. I was just like, boy, I would pay money to see Uncle Jessup out there on the tennis. Anyways, Uncle Jessup was just like, so how was your appointment? Well, it went very well. The doctor said that they will not go any lower than where they are right now. Uncle Jessup was not with the boob job at first. But I think that it had more to do with him worrying about what other people thought about my boob job than for him. And quiet as it's kept, Karen was just like, I ain't no spring chicken no more. When I got married to Uncle Jessup, I am now the age that he was when we got married 20-something years ago. So, it's just now she got to do a little tweaks. Couple of little twists and turns and fixes. Now, Uncle Jessup was just like, I just don't want you to encourage, like their child to get it done. And she was just like, I wouldn't want her to get it done until she was ready. And he was just like, I wouldn't want her to get it done, period. That's the difference here. You kind of talking like everybody need to get a damn boob job. All right, and Uncle Jessup ain't with that. So she was just like, well, whatever she would want to do. And, Uncle Jessup was like, yeah, see, people use justification for things that they want to do. And she was just like, Uncle Jessup, we're going to cut that right here. You ain't fixing to get into this conversation about her brand new pretty boobs, Tiff and Fee. Now jumping over to Candace, we see Candace at home and we see her sister come visit. Actually, her sister is staying with her because she was in an apartment and then she said her family, read her mother, bought some property for her and she's getting a house built. So while the house is getting built, the sister is living with Candace. I totally forgot that she even had a sister. Okay. But yeah, the sister's there and they're talking and she's telling the sister how she's freezing her eggs because she doesn't have time right now to have a baby, but eventually she wants to have a couple of babies, but she's afraid to become a mother. I said, listen, I don't know if Candace is like succumbing to the pressure, but you really don't have to have a baby. Okay. I know people say it's the number one thing that completes your life and you have your children and you are in love and all of that. Listen, I know plenty of people that said, I don't need to have any kids. They had one kid and they realized they loved that one kid, but they really could have did without. Now that's harsh, but that's the reality. Sometimes some people just don't need to have babies. It's just not in you. It's okay to have a life where you don't have children, and I think that Candace, I'm not sure if, because every time she talks about being nervous or afraid of becoming a mother, it's just sort of like, okay, well, we don't need nobody that become a mama and still be nervous and afraid and scared and shit. Once you become the parent, that's it, bitch. You is signed up for life. So she doesn't have to have a baby. So I'm just trying to figure out still if it's what Candace wants or is it what everybody else wants for Candace. And so Candace feels like because what does Chris feel? I still don't think that we've gotten really, we haven't really gotten anything out of Chris. I mean, Chris has kids already, so he probably has a different view of it. But I think Candace is going through some sort of pressure. Or is it just me? Do you guys think so too? Y'all let me know. Anyway, she's having a hard time even getting, laid by Chris because Chris works for, I guess the place is called The View. It's in the W. It's a rooftop restaurant at the W in Washington, D.C. And so he gets home 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They can't get together and have adult time because everybody's tired and all. She just wants to have some cuddle time, some, me and you time, some quality time. Like she said, spend some time with my black ass. Now, me and Gordon go out to eat. Gordon says that she looks good and she feels good. She's excited because they're opening another one of the joints. That's their business. I'm not quite sure. Was that I don't even know, I don't know what it was. But anyway, they have 16 locations. They're opening this newest one in Washington, D.C. She said it's been very hard and it's been a long time coming, and she's very excited about it. Now, while she's there talking to Gordon, then in walks her friend Jacqueline, the one that was at the party caping for her earlier. Okay. And she said that Jacqueline is her ride or die. I said, okay, maybe she wasn't caping. Maybe this is just one of her besties from high school. She's been knowing her for years. She knows her insides and outs, and she loves her to death. Okay. And the girl comes as the third wheel. No, she's not the third wheel. Mia says that she's almost like Gordon's wife, except they don't have sex. Okay. But she's always around. I was like, is this the same friend that you blasting on social media now and showing the video of her having a fight with her husband and saying that she has domestic violence issues? Is that friend? I guess we haven't got to that part of the show yet. They are sitting there and they're talking, they're chatting about the biopsy, and, she's telling them that they still have to do more tests. And listen, it is not me to sit up here and question anybody's cancer status or any status when somebody is ill. Whatever they say is what it is, okay? But I just don't understand why it takes this long to find out what exactly is going on inside your body. All right. Like for everybody that I have known that have cancer, and this is not me saying that this is the norm, this is how it always works, because maybe there are other ways that it maybe my real rock star doctor could chime in and tell me, but how long does it take to get a fucking result? Like, you get the biopsy, they test it, they say, okay, it's malignant or it's benign or whatever, and then we start up on a treatment. It feels like Mia is going on with this testing for a long ass time. Now, I'm trying to think, maybe we don't realize what the time span is when they're showing the show, because maybe it's just a couple of days. But it seemed like, she was talking about having the cancer right after the show ended last time. I know they immediately started filming again. So maybe it's just all still at one certain time, because otherwise it was just like, girl, now when these doctors gonna tell you what you got? Somebody in my comments told me last week that she might have that same thing that K. Michelle had. You know how they have those lumps that float in your body coming from, I guess, like silicone injections or something? Again, now my real rock star doctors, y'all chime in. But that might be what the situation is. We know that she's had a lot of plastic surgery. We figure that she probably has some foreign things in her body, and maybe it's a reaction or the silicone breaking off. The person tried to explain it to me in the comments, but so maybe that's what's going on, okay? And they just want to make sure that it's not cancer. But it sure is taking a long time. Jacqueline doesn't like the fact that the ladies have been questioning her, okay? And she even had a little side eye for Karen. Now, Karen really was not talking about Mia, all right? Mia was just like, okay, well, Karen sent me this text message saying that, she wanted to invite her to the party, but she also wanted to let her know that the girls were talking about her cancer diagnosis or her testing and everything, and that they were going to probably ask her about it. So she was trying to give her a heads up. Mia kind of felt like Karen was also participating and talking behind her back. But she should know that Karen is better than that. Not better person per se. She is a better person, I think, also. But I also know that Karen is better at playing the game. Like, she's not going to get caught up gossiping about Mia, who she considers a friend, with Giselle and Robin of all people. Okay, so Mia's saying that she doesn't really, she doesn't really trust that Karen wasn't talking shit behind her back as well. I said, no, don't let Jacqueline get you mixed up, Mia. It's all Giselle, and Robin is, of course, part of the peanut gallery. Those are the people you need to concentrate on. Mia said, honey, she gonna have to show these girls Mia motherfucking Thornton. I said, okay, Mia, show it to us. Now, speaking of Giselle, she meets with Robin. They're going to have hot apple cider and bagels. Robin comes in bearing gifts. Okay, it's for the girls, some some sweatshirts and some hats and everything. Then she was like, girl, I have a bone to pick with you. And Giselle was like, what, with me? What did I do? Oh my God, I've been so good. And Robin was like, just think about what you might have said. Okay, let me think. Robin was just like, bitch, why would you go and tell them girls that Juan's name is not on the house? And Giselle was just like, once I said it and everybody had the reaction that they did, I was like, oh my goodness, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I thought they knew. Robin was just like, why would they know? Why would I tell somebody that Juan is not on the house? Okay? You was just running your fucking mouth, talking too damn much. So Robin tells us that Juan is not on the house because his credit is messed up from the foreclosure. I thought that they filed bankruptcy. Maybe I'm getting the timeline wrong. I know that when you file bankruptcy, it clears your credit. You start completely over as if you was a fresh college freshman fucking up your credit for the first time, okay? It's a clear slate. You put everything under the bankruptcy, you start over, and then you rebuild your credit. So if indeed they did file bankruptcy and then they had credit issues again, then I was like, did Juan just re-fuck up his credit after the bankruptcy, or did the foreclosure happen after the bankruptcy? Maybe that happened. I don't know, you guys. But why was the house? So I guess maybe the house was that foreclosed was under just his name and Robin wasn't under it. Whatever it was, Robin was just like, we have this house together and it is our house together. It's just in my name, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't belong to Juan either. We are a couple. We are in this house together. Okay. And she's mad at Giselle for saying that. Like that wasn't for anybody else to know. I said, look at Juan. And Juan Dixon gonna look worse and worse every season. So Robin was just like, Giselle, it's just the way that you deliver things. Maybe you need to learn a little tact. Giselle has not one tactful bone in her body. Same with Mia. Maybe the approach was a little off. And so Giselle was just like, okay, well, maybe I'll text Mia. Maybe I'll say something better this time, okay? Anyways, after she texts Mia, what else is going on? So Robin tells her that her and Ashley was out wallpaper shopping because Ashley has found a house and she's put a, offer on it, and they still can't understand why this girl is buying this house with Michael. But Robin also has a little news. Like, guess what? Ashley told me. What? Do tell, Robin. Well, she said that Chris had sent her a text message at 2:42 in the morning. Okay. What did the text message say? Well, it was a DM, on Instagram. And he said that you guys should have came to the W. Okay. Now, apparently, Ashley had posted on social media that her and her girlfriend was out enjoying themselves, and that's when Chris saw it, and he went into the DM and said, "You guys should have came to the W." Now we know that he works at the W as the general manager in the restaurant, right? Ashley thought it was strange. Ashley didn't know that he worked at the W. She just was getting this message blind and was confused as to, first of all, why is it at 2:00 in the morning? Secondly, why are you telling me to come to a hotel? But then Robin told her that he works at the hotel, and that's probably why he sent that. She didn't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially if he thinks that you guys are friends, that he was responding to a post. It wasn't like he just out the blue willy-nilly was like, hey, girl, you and your girl need to come to the W. Okay, I got something for you. He was just like, oh, y'all out, y'all having fun and everything. Y'all should have came to the W. Okay. Giselle was just like, oh, well, you know what? He's also done things like that to me. He's made me uncomfortable as well. I said, now here we go. Giselle says at the reunion, Chris made her feel uncomfortable because he wanted to talk to her. In the hallway, he told her he wanted to talk to her. And she said, okay, it's fine. In my room, my glam people will be in there and it'll be fine. Well, when she got in her glam room, her glam people weren't there. So it was just her and Chris. Now, when is it that Giselle can't ever speak up if she truly felt uncomfortable and saying, you know what? I don't think that we should be in this room by ourselves together. Okay? The bitch felt uncomfortable. I know for a fact that she would have told him this ain't cool. But she didn't, because she didn't feel uncomfortable. When they got in the room and then he was talking to her, she said that she felt uncomfortable by just the fact that he was in there. She said now that, everybody was really drunk. She don't really remember exactly what happened in there, but just the fact that he wanted to talk to her alone made her uncomfortable and called him a sneaky link. And I was like, ooh, Candace is going to go off when she finds out about this. Robin was just like, I don't don't think that he is trying to mess with anybody. Like, he thinks of everybody as friends. I mean, he's cooked for us. We've been over to the house, he's joked around with us and all that. And Giselle's like, no, he is really trying to push up, like kind of seeing if you with it. Like, if you with it, I'm going to be with it. That is not how Chris is, okay? That is not how Chris is. And if Giselle felt so uncomfortable, why didn't she tell Candace immediately? You're going to wait. I mean, I guess she waited so she would have something to say on the show. I mean, I get it. But I think that Giselle is just using this, okay? And they are really trying to paint a picture that Chris is trying to cheat on Candace. Now, Chris might be sick of Candace, but why the fuck would Chris try to cheat with one of the girls on the show? There are so many other opportunities for Chris to have an affair. It would be stupid for him to try to have an affair with any of them damn bitches on the show, because you could know for a fact that they wouldn't be able to wait to run and tell Candace. So he would be stupid, okay? So he did that. I really, maybe he shouldn't have did it, but I honestly do not think that man is trying to have sex with Ashley or Giselle. Hell, he barely want to have sex with Candace, look like. I'm with Robin, you guys. That Giselle is tripping. You guys, let's jump over to Ashley. So Ashley is at the house with the boys. Okay, the boys are big. Ashley has a friend too. I think her friend was Deborah. Okay, her friend Deborah comes over with her little baby. She said that she met the baby in a mommy and me playtime group. So Ashley is talking to the girl. They sit down with the babies or whatever, and she's talking to the girl, and she's telling her how, they're still in this high rise together. Michael is still living there. They just stay in separate rooms. And, it just doesn't feel any different. I said, bitch, why would it feel different? Y'all still in the damn house together. Who has a separation where you still live together? You're looking for property together. You have made no attempts to separate your lives other than, I guess, on paper. I mean, I'm going to say this. I hope Ashley got an end game. It looks like she does. It looks like she's just trying to get this house out of Michael. And if that's what the plan is, then girl, do what you got to do. But in the meantime, we is all confused as hell, because why are you still there with the man? The lady was just like, do you think that he wants to get a divorce? Sometimes it's cheaper to keep her. Okay, maybe he's wanting to just make sure that you stick around and, you guys still in this house and shit together. And Ashley was just like, she don't know, but could be possibly. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't feel any different for her because he's still around and she seems to still be very happy with the way things are. Do you think that he's going to date when you guys break up? She was just like, yeah, I think that he'll date. I think he'll date immediately. Okay, like the next day. I was like, you already know that the man probably dating already. And Ashley probably is okay with it. Just like, give me my damn house and make sure that me and my kids is good, and you can go and run and sow whatever oats you want. Anyways, Ashley said that she's living life right now. She's happy. She loves the TikTok thing. It makes her feel very confident and, youthful and playful and, is gained followers and everything. And she feels like, she could actually teach a class. All right, a TikTok dance class and show everybody how to do what she does. So she's going to invite all the girls to some sort of sexy dance class and high heels. You're going to invite Candace, even Candace. She says that we are still working to get our friendship there. Now that she's getting the divorce, maybe her and Candace can work this out. I was just like, okay, you and this weird friendship with Candace, if you say so, Ashley. Now, later on, Ashley and Candace do meet. Because Ashley doesn't feel comfortable. She wants to make sure that she tells Candace what was going on. Because, for example, what if Candace happens to be going through Chris's phone one time and she sees a message that he sent to Ashley and Ashley didn't mention it? I can understand how these things can get very messed up in translation. So I understand how Ashley feels. Like, let me just make sure I tell Candace. She said that she knows that Candace doesn't like to be this information sprung on her in front of the group. So this time she's going to do it just her and Ashley and the rest of the world watching the show. But that's neither here nor there. We're the fourth wall. We're not breaking that wall, you guys. So she's going to do it with just her. And so they sit down and talk. So Ashley tells her, I had a social media post on Instagram. Me and my girlfriend was out, and Chris sent me a DM and said that I needed to come. No, actually, she didn't tell her that way. She just said, Chris sent me a DM at 2:45 or something in the morning saying that I needed to come to the W. And so Candace was like, my husband? Yes, your husband. Okay. So tell me the story exactly. So she was out with her friend. She posted a video, and then he said that you should have came to the W. And so so then Candace tells her, oh, well, you know that he is the general manager at The View. And Ashley was like, no, I didn't know that. And she was like, yes, and he's there late. So he probably was just saying, like, oh, you guys are out. Y'all should have came here. You would have had a good time. We're trying to rebrand the restaurant, and they want young, fun, cute, sexy people to come in there. So that's probably why he was sending you that message, which I 100% think that that's what Chris was trying to do too. And Ashley was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Candace was like, I am going to choose to believe that Ashley is not trying to be messy. She did not know that he was the manager there. I could understand why she feels like she needed to have told me what was going on. But now that we've gotten it straight, everything is good. And she said that if this did happen, and it did, she would want to know. So she actually is grateful for Ashley for telling her. But, they got it cleared up. Everything is fine. We can still move forward with this strange new friendship. Now that we got that out the way, this class that Ashley wants to give. Well, Ashley is not really giving the class. She actually found a place where they can be taught a routine, I suppose. So she gets to the place and she's excited. All the girls are coming. Oh, excuse me, not one of them. Karen says that she has 102 fever, so she won't be making it. I said, oh, does Karen have COVID? Anyway, the rest of the girls are coming. She's excited. Everything is good with Candace. She got her conscience clear. Like, let's go and let's have a good time. So the first person to get there is Robin. I said, Robin's serious about her money this season. They was like, bitch, you gonna get clocked every time you late. So Robin is the first one there. Got there even before that messy ass Giselle. Giselle come in. I'm ready to pop, lock, and drop it. So they're all excited. Everybody is coming. And she tells them that Karen told them that she has 102-degree fever. Okay, so she won't be there. And they were like, did somebody tip her off that Sharice was coming? I said, oh God, not Sharice. Twice in one episode, you guys, I can't take it. Giselle said she can't understand what's going on with Karen because Karen was all ready to have a one-on-one with Sharice, and she was happy to see her at her spring fling and all of that, and now she tripping. I said Karen was never happy to see Sharice at the spring fling. Okay, stop putting 20 on 10. Giselle thinks that Sharice probably has some tea on Karen, and Karen just doesn't want her to spill it. I was like, whether Karen is there or not, Sharice gonna tell the damn tea if she has it. Okay, some old matcha, that shit that you guys be trying to pass off as tea or coffee or whatever the hell it is. Old powdery ass grass shit. Don't nobody want that tea. Anyway, the drinking. Ashley says she is working on raising her vibration. So she's trying not to drink as much as she had been. Okay, so there will be no drinking for her today. While we sit down and we're talking, waiting for the rest of the girls to get there, in walks. I was like, but they don't let Sharice get them off track. Giselle basically is telling Ashley that she thinks it's bullshit that, she's buying this house with Michael, that if she was getting a divorce from Jamal, she wouldn't be buying no house with him. It makes no sense. And Ashley was just like, you act like you and Jamal didn't reconcile. And she was just like, we did 10 years later. We still ain't trying to buy no damn house together because they wasn't really together. But Giselle was like, are you guys back together? No, we're not back together. We're just buying this house. Girl, will you shut up and let me get this house out this man and stop trying to put some salt in my game? That's what Ashley needed to say to Giselle. Why are you so worried about whether or not this girl is getting caught up in a damn bad deal with the... Let her do what she gotta do. She said, me and Michael don't have any tension. There's nothing bad going on. We get along very well. And it's hard to break the tie with somebody that you've had a life with all of this time. She would think that those ladies would understand that. Anyways, we're going to get started. The rest of the girls is late, but you know what? We can't be waiting on them bitches. But everybody starts, kind of trickling in slowly. We get Candace there, and then we see Mia get there. Wendy gets there. Okay, so the gang is all here minus Karen. So, they get up there. They doing a little jig. Some people have a little bit more motion, a little bit more range and dancing than others. Okay, some look like they really know what they're doing, and others look like they don't know what the hell they're doing. Giselle was like, I see Robin in the mirror behind me, and she look a fucking mess. When the class is over, Mia was like, that was fun. I'm going to show G what I learned. I was like, girl, didn't you already know how to do this from stripping? Looking at Mia, you could tell that girl got 2 left feet. I said, now you was a stripper that just, sat down and did lap dances? Because, girl, them feet. Now, after the class is over, we sit down, we're talking. They wonder why Candace is not drinking. It's so funny how people just really pay that much attention to the fact if you are or aren't drinking. I mean, is it that big of a deal? You know, Candace says she's doing her IVF, and Robin was like, now, what does that mean? You don't know what IVF means? No, I mean, but you can't drink? No, you can't, you shouldn't be drinking while you're trying to get pregnant. Well, girl, you don't want to have a baby natural? Yeah, she wants to have a baby natural, but she just doesn't want to have a baby right now. This is her insurance that she'll be able to do it later. And again, to Ashley about buying this house with Michael. I said, if we gonna hear about the titties on Karen, we gonna hear about the house with Ashley and Michael, and I guess we gonna hear about the drama with Karen and Cha-Cha, and we gonna hear about this fucking Giselle feeling like Chris is trying to push up on her. That's gonna be what the gist of the season is, I guess. While they talking, Giselle was like, I need to talk to Candace right now. And I was like, and you're gonna do it right now. Okay, now granted, she did take her into the other room, but still, it's just sort of like, why are you doing this, Giselle? When you know it's bullshit, Giselle, you know it's bullshit. But Giselle was like, damn it, we got a show to film and I am here to push forward the mess. So she goes and takes her in the other room and she sits down with her and she tells her, I just needed to tell you about a time that Chris made me feel uncomfortable. Okay. And Candace was just like, okay. Well, at the reunion, he said he wanted to talk to me. And I said, okay, fine, because my glam was going to be in the room. But then when we got in the room, my glam wasn't there. And I felt uncomfortable. And Candace was like, okay, but did he do or say anything? Well, no, he didn't do or say anything, but still. So Candace was just like, okay, so what? Well, I just felt uncomfortable him asking to talk to me in my room by myself and nobody else was there. Candace was like, first of all, Giselle, Chris thinks of you guys of like sisters almost. I mean, you're sitting up here and saying that he made you feel uncomfortable and you guys have been to our house. He's cooked for you. He's always joked around with you guys and kidded around. And you now are telling me that you think that he's trying to mess with you. Really? Is that what we're doing? Giselle, well, he knew nobody was in my glam room. He knew that the glam people was gone because my glam guy said I had just said bye to him in the hallway. Candace was like, are we really doing this? Is this really what we're about to do? Honey, she just gets up and she was like, where's Eric? I was like, where is Eric? Who is Eric? Eric actually was one of the executive producers. She finds Eric and she says, listen, we're not doing this shit today. You are not about to make my husband look like this, okay? If you need a husband to look like he's a fucking cheater, then we have Michael Darby to do that, okay? Not my husband. I was like, Michael's sitting over there somewhere off the show like, now how I get in this? Y'all just gonna keep on talking about Michael Darby. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stop it. Itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.